Hey guys, you're welcome to Code with Clinton. In this video, I'm going to be explaining Django CRUD functionality. And Django CRUD stands for create, retrieve, update, and delete. That's how Django works. That's how the admin section of Django works. It creates, it retrieves, it updates, and deletes data. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make something similar to the Django admin section. Understand? So now I want to add, I want to add some items to my database, and I could just simply say write some lines of code. So add, okay, it's gonna add now. You can see now this has been added to my database and it's also been retrieved on the browser. So I will add another one saying visit a friend, visit a friend, add. You can see it's adding. So I can also update a code of I can update any of the to-dos I want to do. I'm going to click on the update button right now. So updates, visit a friend. You can see I just say visit grandmom, updates. What you can see, it has been changed from visit a friend to visit grandmom. So I'm going to add one more. I'll say take a nap, take a nap. So add. You can see it has been added to my database. It's also been retrieved there. I can update and then I can also delete. So I want to delete take a nap, delete. What you can see is asking, are you sure you want to delete take a nap? If I confirm it, it's going to get deleted. If I cancel, to take it back to the home page. So I'm going to confirm this, confirm. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make something like this, the Django CRUD functionality. I'm going to explain everything to you step by step. So without further ado, we are getting started right now. Please do want to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, as I make videos on Django and JavaScript. And you can also find the source code for this project in the description of this video. So without further ado, we are getting started right now. Okay, so now let's start with let's start the project right now. So I just created a new Django project. You can see the results here, and here it is in my on the code. Here it is called the project is called CRUD. My app is called CRUD app. You understand? The Django project is called CRUD, and the app is called CRUD app. So I need to register this CRUD app in the settings.py under installed apps. So just put this CRUD app as part of the installed apps. Okay, CRUD app and save. So now we have our app registered in settings.py. So now open the application called CRUD app, get down to your views.py. So let's write a function. We're going to write the index, the function for our index view. You can say def index request, and after that we're going to return an HTML template, return render requests index.html. We're going to give it a name argument which is equal to index. So save now. So we're going to create a url.py file for our CRUD app. So now let's create it. Okay, it's called urls.py. So in here we are going to import some keywords. Now I'm going to say from Django dot urls import paths. Okay, we're also going to import the views module. We're going to say from dots refers to the root directory, from dots import views. So now we're going to declare a variable called URL patterns is equal to, let's say, paths. So we are trying to create a URL mapping for our view for our index function, the views.py. We're going to say paths. Now we're going to say views.index, and this we're going to call this name. No, it's not called views.index and a name parameter. Yes, a name parameter called index. So save your work. So we've done this now. After we've done this, we need to make sure this url.py file is registered in our root directory. So open the Django project. So in the Django project, there's a file called url.py file. So go there and register this app url.py file. So here it is called url.py. So now we're going to import the include keyword, include. So now we're going to, after that now, let's register the file. I'm going to say paths. I'm going to say this. After I've done this now, we're going to say include CRUD app.urls. So save now. We just simply registered our CRUD app.urls.py file to the project url.py file. So now we've done this now. So back then, back in our views.py, we have this. So this is not going to be name index, it's going to be a dictionary. We are going to pass our data, our context data. You understand? You understand? So now we need to create this template called index.html. So right now, right in the application called CRUD app, we're going to create a folder called templates. So templates, yes. So in this template, we're going to create a file called index.html. So let's do that. Index.html. Okay, in my index now, I just want to put in a simple h1 tag. I'm going to simply say Django CRUD tutorial. So that's it now. So save. So let's see if this is going to work. So get down to the, so refresh the page. Okay, we have our page now showing Django CRUD tutorial. That shows that we have already done the URL mapping, the views, they're all working properly. So now let's create our models.py now. So we're going to create that. Okay, so open the models.py file, open it. So now we're going to create a class, a model class called task or to do. Let's call it, let's say to do. Okay, so we're going to simply inherit from models.model. So now after that now, what we need to do is, so we're going to call this first attribute title or name of our to do. Let's say name of our to do should be equal to models dot character field. Oh, it's not being auto completed. Models dot char field. So I'm going to say max length of 100. Max length should be equal to 100. Okay, so after I've done this now, we're going to create the string function dev underscore underscore str underscore underscore self. So we're going to return self.name. Self.name. So save your work now. So after I've done this now, we need to migrate these to the database. So now get to the terminal. We need to migrate this. So we're going to simply say Python manage a spy, make migrations. Okay, now we're going to migrate. Now we're going to say Python manage a spy migrates. Okay, it's being migrated to the database right now. So now we're going to create a super user so we can access the admin section. Understand? So it's been migrated. Okay, now so let's create a super user. I'm going to say Python manage spy create super user. Create super user. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say Clinton as a super user. So email address, I'm going to say clint@gmail.com. Password. Okay, yes. And now we need to run the server again. Python manage spy. Run server 8001. Okay, let's see if everything is working fine. So server is being run. Okay, so we've done this right now. So come to the browser now and let's switch to the admin section. I'm gonna say 127 slash admin. Okay, it's coming up. So here's the admin section. Clinton is the username and the password is here. So login, login. Okay. We've logged into our admin section, but we don't have our to-do class showing in the admin. So let's go down to make it show. So we're gonna get down to the admin.py. Okay, so now we need to register the we need to register our model class to the admin.py file. So where's the admin.py file now? So here it is in the CRUD app. So now we're gonna simply say we're gonna import the model class. I'm gonna say from dot models import to do. Okay, now we're gonna register this to register the to do in this file. I'm gonna say admin dot site dot register. I'm going to simply say to do. So save your work now, and we're going to see that popping up in the admin section. So let's go view that right now. So refresh the page. You can see now we have our to dos now in the admin. So open it. So we're going to add two to dos now. So let's simply say add to do. I'll simply say read a book. Read a book. Okay, save another one. So let's simply say visit a friend. Visit a friend. Okay, save. Okay, nice. Now so we are gonna like retrieve this data in our views.py. So let's go retrieve the data right now. So now once we retrieve the data down here in the views.py, so we're gonna import that model class. We're gonna say from dot models import to do. Okay, now so after we've done that, now we're gonna say we're gonna say to do's. We're gonna declare a variable called to do should be equal to do dot objects dot all. So save now. So now after we've done this now, we're gonna get down to so we're gonna put this in the context in the dictionary here. We're gonna simply put the tools the to-dos in the dictionary. So we're gonna say to-dos, okay, to-dos. So save now. So now we're gonna make sure this is available in the index.html. So here we're gonna simply run a for loop. We're gonna say for to do in to do's for to do in to do's end the for. So we're gonna end the for loop now. End for. Oh Clinton, what's wrong with your typing? End for now. So we're gonna simply say this to do. So save now. So now this the to do represent the individual to do's we have in the database. Understand the to do's is all the data Why the to do is the individual data. So now we just tried passing that in our index.html. So save your work and get to the browser. So refresh the page here. Okay, now we have two to dos. We have to read a book, and visit a friend. So now we are going to create a model form. A model form is a form representation of a model class. You understand? A model form helps to save data to a particular model class. We want to create a model form so you can add data from the front end, from the browser, rather than adding at the admin section. You understand? So let's go do that right now. Let's do that right now. So now inside, so let's close this, close that, close the CRUD app, the CRUD. So now we're gonna instead of our CRUD app, we're gonna create a file called forms.py. We're gonna say forms.py. Yes, so we have a file called forms.py right now. So we're gonna import forms into this file. We're gonna say from Django import forms. I'm gonna also import model form. We'll say from Django.forms import model form. So Yes. So now we're gonna the model form is just like the normal model.py file. You understand? You see they have some kind of similarities. So you're gonna say class. So now I'm gonna create a to do form now. I'm gonna call it to do form. This helps to save data to our to do class. You understand? So I'm gonna say to do form. I'm gonna inherit from model form. I'm gonna say forms dot model forms dot model form. Okay, now we're going to say as this class metal, and that's the model attributes. The model attribute is going to be pointing to do class we have in the model.py. The model attributes is going to be equal to this to do we have in the model.py. So now let's import the to do into forms. We're going to say from dot forms import no from dot models import to do. So now we're going to say model should be equal to do and fields. The fields you can see our to do model has just a single field which is called name. So I'm going to simply say name. So this is it right here. So we have everything in our to do form. So now we need to import this to do form into the views.py so we can do the form processing in the views.py. Okay, so now we need to get down to the views.py, import the to do form. So now inside the views.py, now let's import the to do form. I'm going to say from dot forms import to do from dot forms import to do form. Understand? So yeah, now we're gonna simply do this. Now we're gonna say form. We're gonna create a variable called form. You could call your variable anything. I'm calling my form. I'm gonna say form should be equal to do form. Understand? So now I'm gonna pass it to my context. So I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna say form. So save now. So I'm gonna put this in the browser in the index.html. So yeah, let's do it here. I'll simply say form.name, which is the first field I have there. Let's say form first. Save now. So let's see the browser. So refresh. Oh, we have an error called model form has no model class specified. Okay, it seems let's get down to the forms.py again. Maybe the error is from there. So forms.py, which is here. So save your work. Save your work. I hope the error should disappear. So come back here again, refresh the page. Oh, the same error. Okay, so I know what is causing the problem. This should not be the column sign. Should be the equal to sign. Equal to. So save your work. Get onto the browser now. We should have the form displaying on the browser. Okay, you can see we have the form here. We have the form. So I'm gonna simply say. So get onto the views.py or the index.html. I'll simply say form.name. So I don't want that tag here. I don't need the tag. So refresh. Okay, now we have the form. We have this form that's not looking beautiful. So now let's continue. Okay. Here we have. So we have the form now. So what we're gonna do next? So go down to the views.py. So I just said form should be equal to the to do form we have in the in our forms.py file, and I place that in the context in the dictionary. So now I want to say this. Now I'm gonna say if request dot method if there's a post request if request dot method is equal to post. I want to do something. I want to change the value of form should be equal to do form, and it's going to have this request dot post, which first this request dot post refers to the data being saved to the database. Understand? Request dot post. Understand? So now for the forms we have on the browser, you can see it does not have the form tag. It does not have the submit button. Understand? So let's add those for it. You understand? I'm gonna say form method should be equal to post. So yes, so we're gonna put this inside of the form. So after I've done this now, I also need to create a submit button for this form. I'm going to say input type should be equal to submit, input type submit. After I've done this now, I'm going to say value, let's say value should be submit. Okay, so we've done this now. Yes. So now I think we can now save the work now. So refresh the page. Okay, now I think it's better this way. So yes, so get down to the views.py now. So I said if request.method is equal to post, if it's a post request, it means that we are sending data to the database. Understand? So if it is a post request, they said form should be equal to do form with the data inside. After that, we're gonna say if form dot is valid. We're gonna save the form. We're gonna say form.save. After we've done that, once we also redirect back to the home page. So we're gonna simply say redirect redirect index. This index is from the URLs that I created. From the URLs, you can see this index first to the home page. Understand? So let's do this. So save your work now, and after I've done this now, get onto the index.html. We are working in a post request. We are going to put the CXRF token for cross-site request forgeries, attack from malicious users. So now let's put the CXRF token. CXRF token. So save your work now. You can now save data to the database from the browser using the model form. So let's see. Get onto the browser now. Refresh the page. So let's say we said read a book, visit a friend. Let's say write some codes or learn to code. So submit. Oh, it's not being. Let's watch. Okay. Oh, there's an. Okay, we did not import. Okay, they said redirects is not defined. That's because we did not have. We did not import redirects. That's a mistake we made there. So we're gonna say from Django the shortcut imports redirects. Import redirects. So save your work now. I think everything should be fine. The server is kind of coming up. Okay, server is up and running. So refresh the page now. We send. Okay, you can see we have learn to code. It was added twice because of what occurred. So we're gonna say have a work. So submit. You can see we have a work. You can see we're able to add data to our database. We're able to create data and retrieve data. So I want to work on the update and delete. You understand? So let's do that right now. Okay, now so in my index.html, I'm gonna add two buttons, the delete button and the update button. Let's do that now. So I'm gonna pause the video and add this. Okay, so I just added now the update and delete link. So let's see the browser now. Let's see how it looks like. Refresh the page. Okay, you can see we have the update link and the delete link, but I wanted to be on a single line. So I'm gonna put them inside the div, which is this. Okay, I'm gonna put them inside the div now. Okay, div or okay, let's say div. I'm gonna say div class. I'm gonna say div. I'm gonna style this div. Div style should have a display of flex. I want everything to be on the line. Display flex. Understand? So I'm gonna copy this and put inside the div. So let's see in the browser. Okay, you can see they are now on the same line, but to make this look better, I'm going to simply say align items. Sorry for this. Align items. Center save. So refresh. Okay, I think it's better, but they're kind of jam packed to each other. But don't worry, at the end, I'm going to style this. It's going to look very, very beautiful, just the way we had in the first one. Yeah, understand? So now, no worry, we're going to get getting there. So now I have the update and the delete links now. So I want to update data. After I want to be able to update my data. We can add data. We can save. We can create data. We can retrieve. Now I want to work on the update function. So now get down to the views.py. and create a function called updates. Now views.py. So scroll down. So I'm going to create a new function now called updates. I'm going to say def updates. I'm going to say request. So now we are trying to get we are trying to access the individual to dos now. For example, if you look at the browser here, you can say I want to be able to access this particular read the book. I'm not accessing everything. So I'm going to create a dynamic URL that's going to enable me access each. That's going to enable me have access to each of the to dos. Understand? So now let's do that right now. So in this function, I'm going to add another arguments called PK. You can call yours any name you like. I'm gonna call my PK. I'm gonna say PK. You understand? So now I'm gonna pick up these to dos with their ID. You know, I picked to dos here. I picked everything saying to do.objects.all, but now I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna say to do. You can see I'm picking them individually. Say it's called to do. To do should be equal to do dot objects dot get ID equal PK. You grab. That's how I want it to be. Okay, so after I've done this now, I'm gonna create a new form variable here. I'm gonna say form should be equal to do form, the form we created earlier, to do form. Yes, I'm gonna put in instance should be equal to do. What this does is that it makes sure that the form is already pre-filled with the particular to do I'm about to edit, I'm about to update. You understand? It's gonna make sure that the form is already pre-filled with the to do I want to update. So now what I'm gonna do next is that I'm gonna say if request.method is equal to post, if there's a post request, if request.method is equal posts. So I'm gonna change the value of my form variable. I'm gonna form should be equal to do form. I'm gonna say request.post. And here I'm gonna say instance should be equal to let's type in. I'm going to say instance should be equal to do. Yes. So now we've done this now. So we're going to say if form dot is valid. If form dot is valid. We're going to say form dot save. And make sure we direct back to the home page. Understand? Control C. I'm going to paste that here. Form dot save. So now we're gonna create a new we're gonna create an in, we're gonna return render. I didn't do that, so I've done that earlier. So I'm gonna say return render. I need to return an HTML page. Return request. Template name should be updates.html. Updates.html. And the context should be this. I'm gonna say form. And also I'm gonna also say after form to do gonna be actually be called here to do. The data will be passed in the dictionaries. So I think that's all for now. So I'm going to create a URL for this particular view function. Get down to the URL.py file. So now I'm going to say paths. I'm going to call this updates. I'm going to call this updates. Yeah, updates. So I'm going to do this now. Update slash angle sign. So after that, I'm going to say int pk. So this pk we have here is what I have in my function, which is here. Understand? So I want to pick up this item by their IDs. Understand? I'm going to pick them up by their IDs. Understand? So which is what I have in my URLs.py file. I have the PK here. Understand? So this is a kind of dynamic URL. Understand? So you will see now. So the function is called views dot update, and the name should be equal to updates. So you can save your work now. So now I'm going to put this URL name in our index.html where we have the updates link here. We're going to use dynamic URL routing. We're going to do this now. The send sign. I'm going to say URL. Now I'm going to say updates. Understand? Updates slash. No, updates. Now I'm going to put in to do .id. .id. So save your work now. To-do.id refers to the PK. You understand? To-do.id refers to that PK we have on the URL mapping, which is here. Understand? That what it refers. You can see we have updates slash PK. So now let's save now and get down to the browser. Refresh the page. Oh, we haven't created. There's an error somewhere. Let's see. I haven't even created my. So in my index.html, there should be a space in between this. To save. So I've not even created my update.html file. So let's go create it now. I'm going to say updates.html. For the updates.html, what we need to do now is that let's create the form tag. Form method should be equal to posts. And let's create the submit button. Input type should be equal to submit. Equal to submit. Okay. And value should be equal to updates. Value should be equal to update. So now that's it now. So now we're going to bring in the form. We're going to say form. So that's it. You can say form dot name. Save your work now. Let's see the views.py again. Everything is looking good. You can save again. Let's look onto the browser and let's see how things are gonna be. Okay, the server has run. So refresh the page. Okay, so now let's try updating. So click on the update button, update link. You can see we have read the book. We have a form now, and instead of this form, we have read a book. We want to update read a book. So we're gonna say read a self up book. So updates. Oh, we had this error. I forgot to put in my CXRF token. Why should I have forgotten? So it should be here. CXRF token. You make sure whenever there's a post request, Django always requires this. So don't forget. So save your work. So refresh. So read a self-help book. So updates. Now you can see it's no longer read the book. It's now read a self-help book. Want to update visit a friend. So updates. You can see we have visit a friend in the form. We're going to simply say visit grandma, visit grandma, or visit grandma. So updates. So you can see now it's now visit grandma, not visit a friend again. You can see we have been able to do the create, retrieve, and the updates now. So we are heading straight to the delete aspect. So let's move into it together now. I'm going to create the delete function. So let's do that. It's going to be very, very similar to the update function. We're going to have a lot of similarities. We are trying to assess the items individually, understand? So we're going to say dev delete. So we're going to have the same requests and PK. So now we're going to have to do, let's call this to do also, should be equal to do dot objects that gets ID equal PK. Okay, so that's it now. So we need to like, okay, we've done this now. We need to return we're going to return render the template, return render, request, also delete.html, stand. So now we've done this now. After that, we're going to have this dictionary. We're going to pass in the to do there. To do should be here. Okay, nice, nice. We've done this now. So now let's go create this delete.html. Go down to the template folder, create a file called delete.html, delete.html. So save. So in this folder now, I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to put in a p tag or an h4 tag. Let's say, let's say, let's simply say a p tag. I'm going to say, we're going to ask, are you sure? Are you sure you want to delete? Are you sure you want to delete? So we're going to put this now in a strong. We're going to put this. Going to say strong. We want to make the to do bold. We're going to say, are you sure you want to delete? So that we've done this now. Also, okay. We're also going to put in double quotes. We're going to say, are you sure you want to delete to do? Okay, okay. I think it's okay like this now. It's asking, are you sure you want to delete to do? And from our views of the to do refers to the particular item we are referring to. Understand? So now, yeah, okay, okay. Over here now, I'm gonna put in two buttons: the cancel and the confirm button. Understand? So now get down to the. So I'm gonna copy the cancel. I'm gonna copy this button. I'm gonna copy this button. Control C. Okay, and I'm gonna paste it down here. Control V. So it's gonna. Well, I shouldn't have copied this. I should have copied this. This is gonna be better. Control C. I'm gonna paste it here. So this will take us back to the. So it's gonna take us back. The cancel is gonna take us back to our home page. Understand? Now home page is called this index. Understand? So now that's it for the cancel. And for the confirm is gonna be a form. The confirm is gonna be a button. It's gonna be inside of a form. It's gonna be form. Form. We're gonna say method should be equal to post. Should be equal to post. We're gonna have this button here. We're gonna say input type. Input type should be equal to. Oh, what's wrong? Input type should be equal to submit, and the value should be confirm. Okay, that's what we need now. So we're gonna put in the CXRF token. CXRF token. So save now. Get down to the views.py now. We're gonna say if there's a. We're gonna also write this. We're gonna also ask this question: if request method, if there's a post request in the delete function, in the delete in the delete template, if there's a post request method, if request method is equal to post, I'm gonna do this. Okay, we are gonna if request method is equal to post, we are gonna do this. We'll simply say to do. Simply say to do. Say to do dot delete. Save now. Okay, so now let's see if the to actually gets deleted. Let's see now. So get down to the browser. Click on the refresh the page. Refresh the page. So click on the delete button. The delete link. Oh, okay. Do you know why it's not working? We haven't created. We have not made the URL configuration. So let's do that right now. So just simply copy this. Ctrl C. We're gonna paste it here. It's similar. We are also using dynamic URL here. We are gonna change this. I'm gonna say delete. Just simply say delete. I'll say delete to do. Int pk is perfect. Views dot delete, and name should be delete. So save now. So get down to the index.html. So now I'm gonna copy this, Ctrl C, and paste here. I'm gonna change this to delete. So save now. So refresh the page. So click on the delete link. You can see now it says, are you sure you want to delete read a self or book? I'll cancel. No, cancel. Take it back to the it takes me back to the home page. Now let's say learn to code. So delete. You can say, are you sure you want to delete learn to code? So confirm. It's been, oh, I should have redirected back to the home page. That was my mistake. So let's go do that. It has been deleted. We're going to redirect back to the home page. So views.py. I'm going to say return. I'll just simply copy this. Ctrl C and paste here. Save. Okay. And delete. Let's see if we are able to delete the items. Now I said learn to code. So click on the delete link. Oh, it says there's an error. To do matching query does not exist. Actually, it's not working. I just had to go back to resave my work and it's working. So let's try it again. So let's say have a work. So click on the delete link. So you can see, are you sure you want to delete have a work? So if you confirm, it's going to get deleted. What you see, we don't have a work again on the screen. You can see we just created, you can see now it has been deleted. We have been able to implement the create, retrieve, update, and delete. We are done with Django CRUD functionality. I hope you really learned something from this. So now what I want to do now is I want to style this. So I want to make this look beautiful, just the way this looks. Instance. So let's go. If you are interested with me, you can follow along. So I'm going to do some. I'm going to pause the video for some time and try and make it look beautiful. So let's start it. So now I'm going to create a new HTML called base.html. Base.html. So I'm going to say base.html. So in this base.html now, my other templates are going to inherit from it. So I'm going to pause now and copy this code that's supposed to be in the base.html. I'm going to pause the video so I can copy in the code here. Okay, so here is my base.html. You can see from here we have this CSS link. So I'm going to create a static folder inside of our app. So let's do this now. So create a static folder inside the app. I'm going to say static. So in this static folder, we're going to create another folder called CSS inside CSS. And in CSS folder, we're going to create the style.css file. Understand? So let's do that. Style.css. So yes, that's it now. So I'm going to copy in the code for the style.css into this CSS file. But before I do that, I need to go and configure this static to work. So get down to the settings.py file. So scroll down where you see static. Okay, yeah, now we're going to create a new variable called static files. There's static files. There's directory. Is that what it means? It should be equal to, going to be equal to a list. It's going to have base there, the base directory slash static. So that's it now. My static is going to work properly now. So I'm going to just copy in the source code to my CSS, my style.css. Okay, so I'm going to paste that in here, which is this. So I'm going to paste that inside of my style.css. I've copied it. Okay, we have the style here. So after doing this now, what do we need to do next? We need to make sure each of those templates we created inherits from the base templates. The base, the delete, the index. We need to make sure they inherit from the base template. So that will do that now. So let's do it. We're gonna say extend. I'm gonna say extend base.html. Okay, we've done this for it. So we're also gonna make sure this is inside. If you check the base.html, we have this block contents. This block contents here. So we're gonna make sure we put in our content inside of the block contents also. Okay, so now here is our index.html. You can see now it's kind of looking different. I added in some bootstrap links. You can see the BTN. Just go through it carefully. You can see there's a little difference in it now. So to make it look beautiful, to make it look better. So now let's see how it's gonna look now in the browser. So if you watch closely, I can see the size are they're already affecting the page now. It's looking better than it was before. You can see the previous one I did earlier, the one I just did now. So let's see if we add this. So let's say it's gonna look like, let's say write some lines of code, some lines of code. So add. Oh, there's some glitch in this. So let's try again. Write some lines of code. Add. You can see it's adding now. So let's say visit a friend. Looking beautiful. I just added some bootstrap to it. You will see the source code in the description if you are interested in doing this. So add this. So you can see you are able to add items. It's looking beautiful. So let's go style the updates page and the delete page. So let's do that right now. Now what we need to do is this. So let's see how the update page is going to look like now. So click on the update button. Okay, you can see it's looking good because I said write some lines of code. Yes, so let's go back. So let's say visit a friend, updates. Okay, you can see it's also looking good. Let's try say visit grammar. Let's say visit grammar. Okay, updates. You can see now it has changed to visit grandma. You can see it's working. Let's see the delete page also. Let's see delete. Oh, you can say you want to delete visit grandma. Yes, we want to. You can just click on the confirm button and it should get deleted. Wow, you can see it's all working fine. It's working fine. It's working fine. Let's add a to do. Play some chess. So add. You can see it's working. So now we just finished. Now we just created a simple. I just explained Django CRUD functionality to you. I explained Django CRUD whereby you're able to create, retrieve, update, and delete data using Django. So I hope you really learned something from this video. So the source code is in the description of this video, and make sure you subscribe to Code with Clinton for more interesting videos like this. So we'll meet in the next video. Stay blessed and bye bye.